Did you see this now viral exchange between this BBC journalist and Elon Musk? No, you probably didn't because you're not on Twitter.
I missed it. I'm off Twitter, so
all right. Well,
please enlighten me.
I'm going to show it to you. So Elon sat down with the BBC, and they were talking. I believe he was trying to press him. Really, the journalist was talking about his own experience on Twitter and how he thought it was more negative after Elon took over. And so Elon pushed back, and it went on for about 2 or 3 minutes in the clip that's online. We shortened it down to a 1-minute highlight. Watch what happened.
Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I
you
don't.
Can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore. Because I just don't particularly like it.
But
and actually, a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a
my
second.
following.
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example. Not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
then how did you see that hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Don't do really.
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. Look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know there's hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on.
This is so embarrassing. Sam, this is so embarrassing. You have a degree in philosophy. You understand it. Like, you have to have your reasoning, right? You have to have your reasoning behind any idea that you're going to debate, if you're going to debate it well. This guy went in there totally unprepared. And for once, the interviewee caught the interviewer completely flat-footed and really kept pressing. For me as a journalist, it was a delight, because I never go into an interview without my facts, without my backup, without my evidence. You don't just say, like, it's gotten more hateful. And if you see what preceded that, he says, it's gotten more racist and more sexist since you took over. And that's where Elon said, give me an example. What did you make of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just kind of a comedy of errors there, but really on both sides, because, had he given a single example, there's no reason to think that would be a valid representation of a trend, right? But, I'm sure there are people who quantify these things, and I can, I'm certainly prepared to believe that it's gotten more hateful, and that the guardrails have come off to some degree since Elon took over. But any one person's experience is not going to be a valid way of quantifying that. But yeah, I mean, that was a ridiculous exchange, and worked to Elon's advantage. I mean, the larger point with Elon and Twitter is that Elon is the poster boy for what is wrong with Twitter, right? And it's not because he's running it badly. I mean, I really am agnostic as to whether or not he can improve it as a platform. I think he's done some ill-considered things, in his tenure as its owner. But it's his actual personal use of the platform that is so worthy of criticism, right?
His tweets.
And Elon was a friend, right? So it's not. I don't like to be in a position to say this, but I think Twitter has been obviously bad for him as a person, right? He's obviously addicted to it. He's behaving in ways that are starkly unethical. He's singled out individual citizens in front of something like 130 million people. Bullying them and abusing them, to great consequence in their lives, and it's just not good. I just think Twitter is an awful place for many, many people, but certainly not everybody. I mean, if you're just sharing happy cat memes on Twitter, I'm sure you have no idea what I'm talking about. You're just getting lots of love back, and it seems like a great place.
No one is immune. They'll find something nasty to say about your cat at some point. That's just Twitter. I have to say, though, not for nothing, if I spend 10 minutes on Twitter and then I spend 10 minutes on Instagram, I feel worse after Instagram. I feel worse.
Yeah.
I like
probably
news.
For different reasons, but yeah.
I know, right. I know what I'm getting in news. I know news is kind of dark and a cynical place and there's going to be fights. I go into it with open eyes. That's my business. I go over to Instagram and suddenly you do, even if you're a secure person like I am, start feeling like, I guess my life kind of sucks. My meals don't look like that. My ass doesn't look like that. I'm not running through wheat fields holding hands with my husband every day. You just kind of emerge feeling down, even though the content on its face is supposed to lift you up. And I will just say this in Elon and Twitter's defense. I found Twitter a more hateful place before he took it over. I was subjected to tons of hate on Twitter before he took it over from, I guess you would call them, not you, but one might call them well-meaning leftists who were trying to correct me on all my wrongthink. And in doing so, hurling terrible invective at me, calling me terrible names. Now, at least, I have more people on my side who can fight them, who can hurl the invectives back. Now I can say, Dylan Mulvaney's not a woman, period. And I don't get banned. I find it a more open place. And maybe that leads to more opinions some might find hateful. I mean, for me, it's like, well, that's America, right? Let's hash it out. Let's see. And if it's not healthy for you, you don't like it, you can leave like you did. But it's not fair to suppress just the one side as was happening under the old management.
Yeah, my concern is that it's not America, right? Or at least it shouldn't be America. I mean, the reason why I left Twitter was not so much that I was getting so much abuse, right? Because in fact, I sort of solved that problem. I installed an app which allowed me to delete massive numbers of Twitter accounts by the batch, or mute them, block them. So I wasn't seeing a lot of hate at a certain point. But then I asked myself, well, why the hell am I the sort of person who's blocking 10,000 people at a pass? I mean, how did I become this person, right? But no, my real concern was that I was getting a distorted picture of other human beings. That I was seeing people not only at their worst, but I was seeing them in ways that where they would never be this way in real life, right? Like if I had dinner with these people, they would not behave like psychopaths, and yet they were presenting like psychopaths in my feed, every minute of the day. And that distortion is what most worried me.
Dogs are massive parts of our lives, right? They're our family members. They deserve to be treated appropriately. So it is important to prioritize their safety and well-being. One of the easiest ways to do this is by giving your dogs a safe and secure space just for them, like we do with Strudwick and Thunder. They sleep in their crates every night. They love it. They want to go in there. It feels like their little den. And I also know that they're safe. They're not going to get into any food that's bad for them, etc. Let me introduce you to the collapsible dog crate by the American-made company Impact Dog Crates. That's the #1 dog crate for protecting your dog in your home. Built from heavy-duty aluminum, this travel-friendly dog crate can be set up in less than 60 seconds, and it folds down to just 8 inches tall. That makes it easy for travel purposes or if you want to hide it. I know what you're thinking, but a dog crate will be such an eyesore in my home. Not necessarily, and not this dog crate. Not only does the Impact collapsible dog crate come in 5 sizes, one of which can even fit a Great Dane, but you can choose from 6 vibrant colors to match your home interior. Almost nobody else has that. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Thanks to Impact Dog Crates, keeping your dog and your home safe is easier than ever. If you want to provide a safe space for your dog, head on over to impactdogcrates.com and use the code MK for 15% off your crate. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.